You definitely got to wonder about the structure of this game a little bit, right? Because like we're gonna be Kiryu at some point, at the very least, and probably other characters. I assume several other characters. And I'm thinking like we're in like what chapter? We're in chapter 4. Usually the I think every Yakuza game I've played so far has like 20 or fewer chapters or something like that. So we're coming up on like the 25% mark. Like the first quarter of the game being over potentially. So I'm curious if we're gonna run out or something. Oop. Where is it? There it is. It's in the basket. The, oh my god, again. They're so densely packed. It's gonna drive me crazy. I figured there was one in the store. Now I'm too far away. Oh man, that's gonna drive me crazy. When I first went into this game with the idea that there's multiple characters, I kind of thought they'd be switching back and forth, kind of like with the... I think Majima and Kiryu in Yakuza 0 would alternate every 2 chapters. I think you'd play 2 chapters per character and then go back. I think they want you to be each character just long enough to have like that mid story, like cliffhanger reveal thing where they have some kind of dramatic reveal, and then the chapter transition happens. Then you play the next chapter as the same character to resolve that, instead of just like switching completely every single time. I have no idea where it is. Wait, did the song stop? The sound stop playing? It doesn't seem to play actually by the store. This is gonna drive me crazy. Anyway, we're trying to find somebody who wants tickets. But yeah, I was surprised to find that we're not switching between characters rapidly over time or anything. Nope. But instead, we're playing as one guy for a whole chunk. So I guess we might play as each character for like a fourth of the game or something. I'll never find it. Which makes me think we might be saying goodbye to this character? There might be something kind of refreshing and clean about that, in that these games have such an overwhelming number of side quests, so having a nice clean division point where you just like, you're like, that's it. We're done with that guy's side quests. Done with him for now. Clean slate, all new everything. Might be kind of refreshing. Well, it does mean that they have to really go ham on characterizing people like Hana-chan and so on, because they might not even be in the rest of the story for the most part. I assume all the characters come together in an Avengers-y sort of way at some point, and that you group them all up together, and then they're going to interact or something. But so far, it just hasn't been happening. So maybe Akiyama-san will come up here and there throughout the story, but he's going to be taking a background role by then. Well, you've got an icon. Is this Hope? This moneylender's been in one mess after another. I think it's called Sky Finance. Yeah, I heard about that murder from a bit ago. Maybe it was money problems. Just shows you shouldn't take out a loan from this kind of place. Yeah, I think the problem's more with the murder than their ability to finance a loan. Hey. And then everybody else isn't real. Wow. It's really obvious how much Kazuki and Yuya are character models, and everybody else is just photos of people. They feature... It's... There's two 2D boys in this host club full of 3D boys.
Sky Finance got caught up in some trouble, but honestly, I'm not surprised. That Akiyama's a real strange guy. You know the Akiyama guy, Aniki? Of course I do. Ain't no one in the Kamurocho underworld who hasn't heard of him. But I'll keep my I'd keep my distance if I were you. Yeah? Heard some Yakuza group busted into his place, though. The rich never gotta fight their own battles. It's just stupid to start messing with them. Believe me, you don't want to ruffle Akiyama's feathers. I'd never do something stupid like that. But yeah, apparently doesn't know who I am. Or he's saying that under the pressure of me being right there in front of him. No, I wore special stinky underwear just to make you go away. So I came to have fun today, but I just happened to run out of money. Guess I'm gonna have to spell it out for you. I'm saying give me all your effing money. No. Give me your XP, bro. Hello, who are you? No! My heat meter! How dare you! You get punished. You're gonna take any of it, you better take all of it. Or that happens. Oh, there's another guy. Why is there so many guys? My heat you fuckers. Why does that drain heat so hard? You think the pressure of the wrestling and whatnot would only increase the heat? What the fuck does heat mean? Is there a fourth guy? Or I thought I killed one. Did I not kill one? No! There's a fifth guy! You motherfucker! Why does your posse keep going and why is he wearing a dress shirt? I got iframes for that, didn't I? I definitely didn't like dodge out of the way at all. You! Why is that your favorite thing? That guy is in a pool of blood. That's severe from a fist fight. Damn, you're strong. What the hell are you, man? I'll give you this just to forget about what happened here. A cobwebbed platinum plate. What'd you just say to me? Get rid of that. It all goes to the item box. Alright, just checking out every triangle. I can't believe it! How could you forget our tickets? It's all very strange. If I told Makieda once, I told him 1,000 times. As soon as we get back, he's fired. Who's Makieda? My assistant. It was his job to put today's tickets in my breast pocket. Now I'm going to have to fire Tachigawa too. It was his job to tell Makieda about the tickets. You sure have a lot of assistants. I hope they have you have a backup plan or else I'm going home. No, wait. Tickets, huh? I wonder. Excuse me, did you mean these tickets? Huh? Who are you? Listen, I'm a little busy at the... Ah! That's them! Talk about being in the right place at the right time. It's almost spooky. Yeah. It's really like the Yakuza subquest coincidence dialed up to 11 thing. But that's beside the point. Please, let me have these tickets, I beg you. I'll pay you for them, of course. How much? I'm afraid I'm out of cash. Do you accept checks? Actually, I'd prefer something other than money if possible. What? Money's no good? It's a strange world we live in. It's not every day I meet interesting people like you. A charming little encounter brought by an untimely misfortune. How delightful. You may have this then. Business card? A business card? I think the tickets were a little more valuable than that. Trust me, just take it. Amori-san, Gingray Association President. What kind of association is this? Haha! You'll find out someday. You really saved my skin. Until we meet again. Hey, who is that? And how long are you gonna keep chatting away? Aha! Now, a lady like yourself must always keep her cool. Shall we go to the concert, my dear? Huh? What about the tickets? Delivered right on time. Haha. This is Oyama-kun. It's his job to pick up the slack when Makieda and Chachigawa drop the ball. How many assistants do you have, anyway? Oh well, at least it all worked out in the end. Let's be on our way then. Thank you, Oyama-san. Yeah, sure. Well, they were both annoying, and now they're gone. My favorite trait of theirs. So now we just have a ticket. Bleh. I guess I'll head north? Because they're always in new locations so far, I think. So I can try Theater Square because it's the nearest place that there hasn't been an event at yet. And then I'll just keep looping around the town. Losing my mind. Hello. No? This thing is kind of a curse, isn't it? Wait, what? Oh, Jesus, I didn't even see it. I saw the prompt and I pressed A, but I was repositioning to look behind the signs. It was under the vending machine. Hello, green man. Damn it. There's got to be some way to join the Ginrei Association. That's really specific. Ginrei Association. That name rings a bell. Excuse me. Did you just say Ginrei Association? Yeah, I said it. What's it to you? Is it really that great? I pity you commoners. The Ginrei Association is a social club, open only to the creme de la creme. The connections you can make at that club can help you expand your business beyond your wildest dreams. But they make it way too hard for new members to join. Damn it! These Ginrei Who's It people let you join? You certainly seem qualified. Clubs like this are incredibly exclusive. Existing members turn away new applicants, no matter how deserving they may be. Damn it. All I need is one lousy business card. You mean this business card? What? How did you get that? That doesn't matter, does it? I'd be happy to give it to you. Are you sure? How much do you want for it? How about a trade for something other than money? It's a long story. I see. Well then, alright, why don't I swap you this? Frankly, it's nowhere near as valuable as a business card, but it's your call. No matter. It's up to the owner to decide how much the card is worth, wouldn't you agree? I say you got yourself a deal. The expensive-looking watch? That's very pawn shop friendly, as opposed to the last couple of things. Tickets that are expiring today, and a business card that you have to explain to people. Still, I feel like Akiyama-san potentially would have been better off just calling off the whole game, because he got something so valuable potentially for his own businesses that it might have been more valuable than even bothering to win the game, especially since he seems to want to lose anyway. Okay, you're sure you're alright with this? A deal's a deal, but I appreciate your honesty. I owe you one. Sure thing, thanks. Hey, not to be blunt, but would you like to join my company? With a business card like this, I know you're definitely no ordinary man. Oh, sorry. Wish I could, but unfortunately my hour's almost up. Your hour? What are you, a fairy? Are you gonna vanish at midnight? What do you mean? Important business awaits. Goodbye. Hey! My people need me. For a second there, I thought this was the construction lot that I know from Judgment. But that doesn't exist. Cutting a little close, don't you think? So what'd you wind up with? I'm going to win, I just know it. Shall we get a ruling from the pawn shop then? What if my watch is a fake? I'll go first. Okay. Let's see. Oh, would you look at this? This here is a genuine article. Wait here a sec. I'll take a closer looking back.
It's actually convenient we're here because I have at least 2 plates to sell.
Sorry, didn't mean to leave you hanging. So, how much is it worth? 5 million if it's worth a yen.
If it's worth a yen?
5?
You mean if it were new, right? Don't want to give this guy a heart attack or anything.
Sorry about that. You don't see these too often. Got kinda excited myself. Can't help but wonder who this belonged to. Such a nice watch being treated this way. The thing's all scratched up. It wasn't you, was it?
Don't I wish.
Knock off a little for that, and, well, if I were to buy this off you, I'd pay 980,000.
Eep!
Hey, not bad. Okay, your turn. I still think I'm going to win. 980,000, was it? Then I still have a chance. Here's mine. You got a watch too, huh? Oh ho, another damn fine watch. Just what have you boys been up to?
It's not a good sign, is it? We've just been stealing everything.
Never you mind. Get on with the appraisal.
Wow, that entire wall is purses. Just the entire thing.
Alright, keep your shirt on. Give me a sec. Phew. Seeing these 2 babies in a row, I can't help but break into a sweat. Well? If it was new, 2 million. And in this condition? I'd say 900,000 exactly. And that's backed up by 40 years of experience. No. So I win. You failed the test.
But hey, you can pawn that watch for a lot of yen. If you got that from a cigarette in an hour, you could get your own goddamn loan without having to pay it back. Honestly, I didn't expect you to do this well.
Please. A loss is a loss. But I guess I did do pretty well, didn't I?
Absolutely. Almost like that's like the lesson of this quest or something. When it comes down to it, the trick is in fulfilling customers' needs over and over against practically miraculous odds. In fact, it's pretty much the ideal sales model. By quickly feeling out the locals' needs and supplying just the right goods, you wound up with a very valuable prize. You got a pretty good knack for business, if you ask me. Is that what you're trying to test? One of the things, anyway.
I don't get you, Akiyama-san. You always seem like you're just goofing around. The next thing I know, you zero in on something profound like that.
He doesn't really seem like he's goofing around. He has a really specific... He seems to have a really obvious specific plan basically every time. It's just... He just has an affect.
You overestimate me.
Mostly I just say whatever comes to mind.
No, you really are special. I'm glad I was able to do as well as I did against an opponent like you. I almost feel like I could start over. I may be down, but I'm not out. I did all this with a single cigarette, and I can do more.
There's that twinkle in your eye. Yeah, the lesson here was basically the equivalent of Akiyama's backstory of getting 1,000,000 yen and then turning into, like, enough that he can seemingly lend 100 million yen to several different people at once. Like, he's doing well. It's like, oh, see, it just started as a cigarette. That ambition. It's like, that's not... Good luck, buddy. Good luck getting this to work ever outside of a story you wrote for yourself.
There's that twinkle in your eye. Thank you, Akiyama-san. I knew I was drawn back to this part of town for a reason. It was to see you. Be on the lookout for me. I just know I'm going to make it big one day.
Yeah, counting on it.
Thanks. See you.
And then he was never seen again. Or even better, he's like the villain of the next game or something.
Chiobara? Yes? Here, you forgot this. Ugh, did you have to throw it? I can't think of anything I've forgot. Huh? It's money. Yep, 5 million to be exact. But why? I lent you 5 million and you insisted on returning 10 million. No interest, no collateral. Hasn't that sunk in yet? That money is yours. Akiyama-san. Just promise me one thing. My customers never come back for seconds. Either they fail the test and leave angry, or they pass the test and change their lives forever. One of the two. Too late, he already came back for seconds and he failed the second test. He also failed several tests before the successful test? It'd be a real shame if my apprentice wound up being my first repeat customer. Right. I'll do my very best. He said that like 6 times already and it never worked out. Later. Attempts were made. I have no faith in him. Ah, my God. Look at this guy. You look like you know a thing or two about fighting. I have a big reward for you if you could beat me. But don't count on that actually happening. You ready? He's a rich man. Look at his stupid powdered wig. Oh my goodness. Does he have a lot of health or something? Got a lot of health meters, yeah. Nope. Oh, god damn it. I saw the prompt and I missed it. Oh. That one caught me off guard a little bit. Well, you winning isn't looking great so far. My horoscope is the beatdown. What's your sign? Ha. Wow, yeah, there's no way I'll ever beat you. Fuck. I can't believe that just happened. You really got the goods, don't you? Here's that reward I promised, but I guarantee you won't be able to do that again. A gold-plated Torinar maximum. Charges up your heat to its maximum level. Wow. Do I have more trash? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they warped me away from the pawn shop. Now I have to run back. Oh yeah, level up. We have all the level 3s except for that one. I don't have double quick step yet. Alright. Well, let's let this boozer's lore. Now I'm stronger when I'm drunk. I abused the hell out of being drunk in Judgment because it gave you a special ability. That's Popo. There's the pawn shop, yeah. And it was past Nakamichi. I keep missing my chance to sell all these stupid plates. No 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 no. I was just in a fight. Go away. Why doesn't my poopy scarf repel them better? If anything, it just made them weirder. Got really yeah, it started going really fast. There's even one in here. I'm here to sell. Oh, it looks like all the stuff from my... Yeah. All the stuff from my stash is here. Whoa. So gold is 100 and a platinum's 150. So it's 250 grand. That's a lot.
I don't even have 100 grand. I have a lot more. I figured it'd be some extra cash, not like a multiplication of my current amount of cash. It's kind of a big deal. At least it would be if I had any indication that I even want to spend money. I should check what he has. What is money good for? I don't even know. Popularity bracelet. Makes you popular with the ladies. So it's for skipping ahead of that minigame or something. Brings you good luck or whatever. Some of these give you increased stats, but you can't see what the stats are on the screen, which is kind of trash. Some weapons. Yeah. Don't really know of anything to particularly value. So I guess it's just good to hold on to my money until we just find out there's something to spend money on, because sometimes there's even like a story beat where you have to spend money. Or like a side quest, or like some kind of unlock. In order to get this lesson that gives you the super backflip technique, you need 100 yen. Did I have to pay Komaki? Maybe not. I feel like there was some kind of money sinks in some of these games that weren't just the resources and whatnot. That weren't just like consumables and weapons. A pearl. A Physimatic jacket or something? Super resin. You, go away. And just like that, my inventory is full again. What is this? A jersey that improves pulmonary activity, cuts the strain of sprinting at full speed. I think it basically just means you do the running you're better at the running missions. Is there a run button? There's a walk button. There's often that being mentioned reminded me that there's often a running button you can hold that makes your character breathe heavy, and then they get tired if you do it for too long. I think it's just on by default here though, because if I hold left bumper, I walk. Conrai? Don't think I've ever heard of it. You sure you're not thinking of Conrai? I fulfilled all his requirements. I know I did. So why won't he let me get my money? What does he want from me? Those rumors about Sky Finance were nothing but a pack of lies. That bastard Akiyama, he won't get away with this. Huh? He's talking about me. I don't remember ever seeing him before, though. I have an impersonator now? There's another set of Elric brothers? Excuse me. Did I hear you saying something about Sky Finance just now? What's to you, pal? Beat it. Well, it's just that Sky Finance. Didn't I tell you to beat it? I don't have time for this crap. Okay. Wow, he sprinted away. What the fuck? Wish I could hear more, but this joker won't give me the time of day. He fucking sprinted away. That was bizarre. I've never seen him react that way to anything. Is that just the beginning of a quest? Beware of imposters. Just said... Yeah, so I've got a bad rep from customers that aren't real customers. And they're just like, I should investigate this. Alright. Any of you know what's going on? Where are you now? No, nobody is here. Huh? Yeah. Huh? Really? Michan's getting married. Wow, that's great. There are so many awesome games here. I'm totally addicted. What is in here? Is anything playable this time? Am I gonna get a phone call, or do I need to go back to Sky Finance or something? A Blast City, Virtua Fighter 5. The dreaded claw game. I think UFO Catcher might be the only playable game. It's really all over the place what they include from game to game. Well, I have no idea when this quest comes up again. I guess I'll just go find out what this other side quest is over here and see if I cross paths with another person that has a bad reputation, or if I just need to go back to Sky Finance. Not sure how to trigger the main quest versus the side quest here.
Hello, Akiyama-san. Yo, thought I'd drop in and check on the club. How are things? Remarkably well, given the state of the economy. Really? That's good to hear. But what? Well, it's Miki. What about her? Maybe you'd better ask her yourself. She's in today. Alright. Have her stop by the dressing room.
Okay, so I think this is the side quest. Wow, she's a low poly character model.
Sir? The manager said something was up. Everything okay?
Oh, I don't know.
What is it? You can tell me.
You probably didn't know this, but up until recently I had a regular named Taniguchi.
Taniguchi?
That's right. He was kind of a nerdy creep, but he wound up spending a lot of money on me.
Oh,
it's the Pimp Your Otaku character.
5 million yen.
Huh? So you know about him?
No, not really. Anyway, what about this Taniguchi guy?
Well, he suddenly stopped coming to the club. He never struck me as particularly wealthy, so I just figured he finally ran out of money.
And now that Taniguchi's not coming around anymore, you're too devastated to concentrate on work, is that it?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't shed any tears over one or two fewer nerdy types in here, trust me.
So what is it?
I just saw that dorky Taniguchi walking around looking like he owns the place. It's like he had a major makeover. And what's worse, he had another hostess on his arm. He didn't run out of money after all. He changed his image, made himself all cool, then dropped me for some other girl.
Surely losing one customer doesn't bother you this much.
It's a matter of pride. You literally you're like, I'd rather this nerdy type stop coming by. So one of the nerdy types puts on a costume and suddenly you're like, how dare you? I own you, even though this isn't a real relationship. Hostess Club's fucking weird. They're so weird. It's a matter of pride. It's as though somebody told me I was a good match for only the nerdiest customers. I've lost all faith in myself. Now that I think about it, a lot of my customers are kind of weird.
That's not true.
Fewer and fewer customers ask for me by name. Maybe it's time I left this job behind.
I have an idea. Why don't I give you a refresher course on hostessing? Help you boost your confidence.
A refresher course?
Sure. After all, I'm the one that got you into this mess.
Huh?
Never mind. Anyway, hostesses need to make their customers fall for them. Hard. You know what I mean? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Right.
From what I've seen, you have no problem entertaining customers in the club.
Then what am I missing? A few console generations and graphics.
Are you getting dates after work?
No, not really.
There you go. What you need are dates. Consider them insurance, your backup plan.
You think so?
You bet. Dates are different. It's just you and your customer, one-on-one. How a hostess acts and the impression she makes at one of those special events have a big effect on her customer.
Yeah, on her customer. I didn't imagine that. I got a little distracted. I'm trying to read the dialogue, but I'm also looking at the character, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I can see each individual triangle that makes up her shoulders. The straps of her top really highlight the fact that like all the straight lines that make up her body. It's a trip. Like it looks like a PS, like if my character looks like a PS3 character, then she kind of looks like a PS2 character. Like the kind of character models you would use on a crowd, but not for like cutscenes necessarily. That's a trip. Like all those weird lines, like the deep V on her back is like a series of straight lines, the way that fabric wouldn't be. And we saw her face earlier, and I was like, oh my goodness, you are a crowd member. The irony is that they're supposed to be flashy hostesses. That purse in the background is two-dimensional. Not the red one. The red one's 3D. The blue one is 2D, and you can tell that because they put it in front of a mirror. So if you look at the mirror, you can see that it's a 2D image. It's or like stretched, kind of. Not pure 2D, because it is like warped and stretched, but it's not like... It doesn't appear to have any depth to it. That's trippy. I see. How about I give you some tips on how to make a customer fall head over heels for you? Yes, please. Excellent. Come with me. Yes, sir. On one hand, I potentially wonder if it's like, oh, is my character... When they made the remastered, they pump up the graphics on the main characters, and now they contrast weirdly with all the other characters, and like that could be true, but it could also just be true that like this is a pretty economically made series of games. Like they use the same world map and revise it a bit each time, and they iterate a lot, and that's how they're able to make a relatively long and dense game relatively quickly and frequently. And they're just kind of lucky that they have an audience that likes coming back to Kamurocho and so on a lot, because it could backfire really fast with how much they reuse content and so on. But like, I don't really see Yakuza as a AAA game. It probably is kind of in the AA territory. It's hard to be sure. I don't really know. But like, it doesn't have like the it doesn't feel like it has the constantly escalating production value, for example, of like the Assassin's Creed franchise and so on, which is not something I hold against it, because I don't like Assassin's Creed. Fell off that wagon real early. But it's just interesting to note when you're like looking at these details and you're like, that character looks old, but not necessarily in a PS3 way. Like, I don't think the game is quite that old, so it probably was some cut corners to make the thing shippable and so on, and to fill in the number of characters they need, because these games need an absurd number of character models, and like they can use the same shop owners for the shops, but all the random people you're encountering all need to look different from each other and probably from the other games, but they don't even necessarily always get that right, I guess, because we had a character in a previous game that looked like identical to a character from Yakuza 0 and was not the same person, if I remember correctly, and it's like, what is happening here? I don't understand. And in that case, that was weird, because they made Yakuza 0 later, so why'd they make a character that looked... Why did the masseuse character look identical to a completely different character? Wait, no. I'm thinking of Judgment, aren't I? So Yakuza 0 came first. Yeah, if I remember correctly, the character from Judgment looked exactly like the character from Yakuza 0, and you're like, what? Why? Is this a plot point? Is she the same person or not? Employee... Oh, sorry, that's not your line. Welcome. Let me show you to your seats. Right this way, please. First, let's go over the basics of how to interact with a customer on a date. I'm listening. How do you interact with a customer on a date? Open, right? If you're guarded, you could just blow the whole thing. But it's different from a club. You should be more open and honest with a customer when you're on a date with him. Open and honest? That's right. Why do you think guys ask hostesses out on dates anyway? I'd say they want to get to know us better. Exactly. They want to get closer to you so they can stand out among your other clients. That's why you should be... It's parasocial weird shit. That's why you should be a little more open on a date than you are at the club. Okay. He'll think he's the only one who gets to see you who you really are, which he'll figure makes him somebody pretty special. These are literally all of the check marks of what not to do as like a YouTuber, unless you're just actively trying to exploit your audience by pretending you have a bomb that you don't have. Like, if you're trying to not like lead to these toxic, worrying behaviors, you do exactly the opposite of everything Akiyama's saying here. You do not let people think that they have like a special window into your life or whatever, because it's just a problem. Because it leads to you get the obsessive types. One, you can do the Jake Paul thing of like exploiting your customer base, your audience, by making them feel like they have some kind of special relationship with you, and then using that to make money off of them. And then two, there's the distressing element of you get the obsessive types that like will like pursue you and so on, and like not respect boundaries and show up at your house and stuff, and that's just like a number of problems. So it's both ethical and safer to be like, nah, man, I don't know you, bro. Especially you. Yeah, you know who I am talking to. It's you. Except Colonel, who watches these videos. I do know you. He's the only one that watches my videos. I get it now. Basically, interacting with the customer differently will make him see your date as more than just business. As you can see here, it's all a calculated fucking move to make people think that you're like special and so on. It's like when you have those really cloying thing from like vloggers and like beauty channels and so on that all talk about this like emotional journey they're on, and they couldn't do it without you, and you're so every single one of you is so special, and they read every single comment, and they couldn't have done it with you. Oh my god, like all that stuff. Like it's all attempts to be more personal, and just like this conversation right here, it's completely calculated and insincere. They don't give a fuck about you. They have no idea you exist. They have millions of subscribers. Statistically, I can guess that they do, because if you know that they exist, then they're probably popular, which means that they have long since hit the point where their audience is completely unmanageable and they don't even look at it anymore. It'd be a special experience for him and him alone. Right. So, what'll it be? Let's see. Okay, I'll have... Not so fast. There's a little trick when it comes to ordering, too. There is? Of course. When it comes to time to order... Well, your favorite dish, because they want to know more about you, right? When you go out to eat on a date, always order your favorite dish. Really? Yep. Hostesses order what they like. It's a fundamental rule. I don't imagine the guy would mind too much, but I don't see how it would have much of a positive effect on the evening either. I'm glad you caught that, actually. Shit. But it's about knowing more about you. Like, that's her favorite dish, and that's her favorite color, and I'm gonna write this all down in my diary, bound in her skin. When you go out to eat on a date, it's important to order your date's favorite dish. Really? We just talked about the other one, and you were talking about how that's bad. Oh my god. When you see him at the club, get him to tell you his favorite in advance. Make sure you remember what it is. Then, when you're on your date, try to order it in a very matter-of-fact way. Oh, your favorite dish is such and such, isn't it? To show that you remember and you care about them. I hate this. That'll make them think, gee, Miki bothered to remember my favorite, and then they'll feel like you two have bonded. Just like how a Twitch streamer tries to remember some of the names of the people that donate to them so that they feel really welcome and totally have a relationship with them when they don't. But if the more you feel like you belong, then the more you're going to donate money to those live streams. I literally ignore people during my streams to avoid exactly this weird bond behavior. It's so fucking creepy. Okay. Your Twitch streamer also doesn't care about you, I'm sorry. But the real key here is to add, I like that too, while you order. Why is that? Well, for one thing, when your date says she likes the same food you do, it makes you happy. It also means you have similar interests. Oh, I get it. But what if his favorite happens to be something I absolutely hate? I can be a very picky person. You're a professional, just grin and bear it. Aw, do I have to? I guess I'll try. Yeah, unless you have a seafood allergy, which in which case we chose a bad place. Here you go. This looks amazing. Bon appetit. Not so fast. There's another technique that comes into play when eating your meal. Jesus Christ. Fuck you. Is there really? Tell me about it. I can't look at sushi places the same way again. The thing to remember when eating is maintain your image. I mean, aren't we trying to make it seem parasocial? I mean, not parasocial. We're trying to exploit a parasocial relationship. When dining with a date, you have to maintain proper etiquette, while at the same time creating a domestic atmosphere. Domestic, really? That's right. A hostess is typically seen as the polar opposite of a domestic type. So by projecting this homey aura, you accentuate the gap between the two lifestyles. A hostess who might seem a little distant at the club comes across on a date as friendlier, more accessible. It's like you said before, you have to project a sense of intimacy. Exactly. How do I do that? Let's see. If a dish uses seasonal ingredients, for example, point that out to your date. Or if a meal is nicely presented, say you'd try to make it to your... say you'd try blah blah blah. Say you'd like to try making it yourself one day. Play up the fact that you can cook. You'd be hard-pressed to find a guy who doesn't love that. Anything else? When your date says something tasty or what have you, say something along the lines of, "Oh, I'll keep that in mind." It's almost like saying, "I'll make that for you sometime, right?" Yep. It's just the promise of your cooking, though. You don't actually have to go through with it. You only need to hint at the possibility. Right. This has been very educational. Yep. Any streamers that are fishing for donations all the time and so on, this is exactly the calculated choices they're making. And I'm not even talking, because some of you are going to be like, "Oh yeah, all those booby streamers." No, all of the streamers that are fishing for donations, like, this is the whole shtick. They try to cultivate this, like, this sort of intimate, like, they try to make their parasocial relationships with people not seem that way, so that they can exploit them for more cash. And it's just blah, blah, blah. It's the uncomfortable part of my job that I actively try to avoid. I try to keep up barriers and be kind of cold and just be like, "Nope, I just make content. You can support the content via this Patreon, and that's the whole relationship. There's no bonding here. Even if I respond to your comment, that doesn't mean that, like, I remember who you are. I just saw a comment and responded to it, and then I responded like 10 other ones in the same session, and that's literally just me communicating and not in any way trying to, like, foster a relationship or whatever. It's just not. I don't do any of this. Nope. At least not any more than I have to. There is a certain aspect of, like, parasocial relationships just sort of forming naturally without any invitation, and I can't do much about that. But whenever the opportunity arrives, like, I always either ignore it or stamp it out. Like, I'd rather just be a dick to people, honestly, than in any way invite this kind of behavior. Thanks for a great meal, chef, not chief. I've made that mistake a lot of times, I think. We'll take the bill now. Coming right up. Now, there's one more thing I'd like you to remember when it comes to paying the bill. Okay? The trick about paying the bill is... The fuck does Go Dutch mean? Is that when you split the bill? I don't even know. I'm not even sure. When dinner's over and the bill arrives, always take out your wallet and act like you're going to pay. You want me to put on an act? That's literally all you do. You do that all... What do you now you think this is where the lying starts?
That's right, you're just pretending. Seeing you prepared to pay is like that transforms the evening from a customer-hostess interaction to a much more private, intimate meal. Your date will feel an even closer bond between the two of you. Plus, he'll be impressed by your manners. Ah, I see. Your date will insist you don't have to pay, of course, at which point you thank him and put your wallet away. This way you're both satisfied, and he keeps his pride intact. Got it. It's really funny if they just call your bluff and have you pay. Dates provide another setting for building a relationship formed at the club. Make the most of the situation of meeting outside the club, and you can project a sense of intimacy you can't create at work. Your customer will feel close to you, and he'll come to like you more and more. This has all been so helpful. I'll give it a try then. Man, if anything about the Yakuza franchise is accurate at all about how cabaret clubs work, I hate them. I hate everything about them. I only know about them from these games, so who knows, but God, I don't like anything about the idea. I've got my confidence back thanks to you. I'm happy to hear that. I think I'll send that Taniguchi a message. What, right now? Uh-huh. I've got to get that newly hatched hunk away from the other hostess. He's not even, it's not like he's working out. He's just wearing a jacket or whatever. Ah, well, I won't try to stop you. He's back to denim.
Miki, it's been so long.
Didn't you get a huge makeover? You heard about that? I guess Akiyama-san must have told you, huh? Akiyama-san? No, Miki saw you walking around with your new look and another hostess. Oh, right. Well, I did have more girls coming after me once I changed my image, but we never lasted longer than a date or two. I feel like I wasn't myself, like I was living a lie. So are all of the hostesses. What do you think this is? I guess even the best makeover in the world is really only skin deep. I eventually came to accept that this is the best style for me after all. What are you, were you so bad the hostesses broke up with you on the fucking, like, paid dates that work out for them? What? It's their job. That's when I got your message, Miki, and now here I am. Wow, monkey paw curled, huh? I'm so sorry. You must have really missed me, but I won't stray again. See you at the club. That fucking paradox where she doesn't even want him as a customer until he suddenly changes when she's not around, when he's not around her. But then like just to make it really clear, he comes back as the original him, and she's like, ugh, gross. Disgusting nerd people, I hate them. It's like, this is the person you were chasing. This is what you wanted. Wasn't there a cartoon? I think there was a cartoon where somebody would change back and forth between being like a little scrawny nerd guy and a ridiculous hunk man, like because of like a spell or a magic item or something. And there was like somebody that was like desperately crushing on one of those two versions of the person and not the other. So going back to town didn't work. So he was over on the... Oh, that guy's gonna get me. Was there anybody near the guy that also was complaining? Oh, that guy also wants to get me. I can spot them in the crowds. I still need to find out what the bad press was for. That guy also wants to get me. They're fucking everywhere. That place you mentioned. Is it you? No. That place you mentioned.
Is it just a bunch of random people shouting everywhere? I saw conspicuous people talking about a place, so I thought they would be talking about the same. They'd be talking about Sky Finance. I talked to that guy a minute ago too, and that guy. Here's a new triangle. Wow, it's the same character model as the one I was just looking at.
What is the deal with Sky Finance anyway? I mean, that outfit is total scam.
He's talking about me too. Let's see if I can't find out more. Excuse me, do you have a moment?
Yeah? What do you want?
Pardon me, but did you say something about Sky Finance just now?
Did I ever? I had to clean out a hoarder's house all by myself. He said I was in a condition, it was a condition of my loan. But when I finally finished, he turned me down. He gave me this ridiculous reason that I wasn't ready. Unbelievable. It's nothing but a scam.
So somebody impersonating me just to fuck with people? Like they just want to... They're in it just for the wacky dares part, and not the actual part where any of the money is involved. Are they doing it just for the thrill of tricking people into doing these things, or is he doing it because he wants to ruin my career? Calm down now. All I know is that it can't be Shiobara, because I started this quest before I met Shiobara for his previous quest, so it wasn't part of that chain.
I can't help it. You look just like him.
I do. Sorry about that. So where is this Sky Finance place anyway?
Why? Do you need money too? Well, you can forget about that place. I'm certain it's a scam.
You might be right about that. Either way, would you mind telling me where it is?
Park Alley. There's no sign or anything, which I took as an immediate red flag, but then she did it anyway.
Park Alley, huh? Got it. Thanks. Oh, and...
What?
If you really are strapped for cash, stop by here sometime. They might be able to help you.
Sky Finance? Are you some kind of wise guy? I'm just a big joke to you?
I was afraid this would happen. No, I'm the real Akiyama, honest. Come see me if you need help, alright? And he runs away again. It really draws away from the idea that he's, like, honest when he sprints away like that. Oh, he just took me straight there. I'm beat. Well, it looks like we got an imposter on the loose. Question is, what do I do about it? Better talk to Hana-chan. She should be able to come up with something. Okay, on the phone. I was gonna say you ran the opposite direction if I'm supposed to go back there.
Yes? Hello? What is it, Chief?
Hey, Hana-chan. Listen, somebody's impersonating me. He's clearly up to no good.
Really?
Yep. He makes his customers do random chores as tests, but he's never satisfied with the result, which means they never get their money. It's like he's got some kind of customer-exploiting pseudo-handyman business going on. That'd be pretty funny. Tom Sawyer painting fences sort of deal.
Pretty small-scale scam considering how much work he's probably put into it.
You got that right. Pitiful, really. I know I shouldn't pay any mind to it, but when it affects my reputation... I called you because I was wondering if there was a good way to punish this poser. Would you mind looking him up for me, please?
Sure. 1 minute.
I need water.
Okay, yeah, he's sketchy for sure. He came to Kamurocho and opened up shop about a month ago. He's not just a moneylender either. He's also a courier, a handyman, the list goes on.
Interesting. A courier, huh?
What do you think? Should I try to come up with a fitting punishment?
Oh, would you? That'd be great.
Okay. You go to the fake Sky Finance and pretend you're a customer. After a while, I'll make contact with him, so just go along with whatever he says.
Sounds good. Thanks, Hana-chan.
Sure. This is gonna be fun. We're about to get up to shenanigans. Yikes, she's enjoying this a little too much. Alright, now to check out this fake Sky Finance. Park Alley, was it? Yeah, Park Alley's back here, right? Oops. But that's... yeah, this Park Boulevard. Where's Park Alley? Park Alley, you know. That street and that alley. There's... that's how streets work. Two separate streets share the name. I'd be curious to see if there's anything actually related to Japan in that. Just the weirdness of it. It's like, is it gonna come for me? Where are you? That guy definitely looks like he's gonna attack me and I don't want him to. Where is it? She just keeps saying the same line over again. Stop it. Stop it. This truly feels like a curse sometimes. It's fine, we'll deal with it later.